right, hello guys. This is Crystal Pearl, Presidential Diamond. I'm super excited for the call tonight. I want to thank you guys for joining us. I'm so excited for our topic tonight. We're going to be covering all things conference, and we are just so excited about everything that's going to be coming up with conference. And I know that there's a lot of you that are new to our team, and you're seeing all these posts about you got to get to conference, you got to do whatever it takes to get there. And some of you are probably wondering, but why? Why do I have to be there? I keep hearing all these things, but I want to know why. And so we put together a call for you, highlighting some people's stories. You're going to hear from some leaders. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick it right off with that. And then from there, I'll go ahead and close it out. But conference will change your life. So I'm excited to kick it off tonight. So first up, Lori, are you on the moderator line?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello there.
So you're going to share a little bit about your experience, and then you have a guest on, right?
I do. I have Trey Lisa on. So, what I want to say about conferences is that you are really going to see the bigger picture when you immerse yourself in our green bubble. You're going to see the people that you hear about and see on Facebook and hear stories about. But you're really going to be able to focus on your business and have a dream and learn from people. And it might be someone that you're standing in the elevator with that just changes your life. So you just need to get there to, and like Eric Worre says, everyone that is in the room, half the people won't be there next year, so you're ahead of those half the people who just keep showing up. So I would like to have Tralisha's on, and she was with me last year, and I'd like for her to share how it touched her and may have changed her life. Tralisha, you there? Whoops.
Not there?
Maybe not. Tralisha? Okay. Well, maybe she can get on later. But for the what it takes financially to get there, there's a plan you can make for that. And we're spending our money somewhere. I really would love to see everyone invest in themselves and their future. So, and who doesn't like getting away with their girlfriends to Florida in January?
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? I didn't know how to unmute myself. I was texting you like, how do I unmute? How do I unmute? Oh, so sad.
So
I'm here.
You were with me at conference. So what are some of the things that stood out to you that changed your life?
Well, I would definitely say the number one thing that stood out to me and just changed everything was there's something about being in a room with 10 or 12 or 15 other 1,000 people that all believe the same thing you believe. And just seeing people in person, like we see the stories on Facebook and we see them in the magazine and you hear them on the calls, but just being able to see those people in person, hear the emotion in their voices, and I'm not just talking about the ladies, even their husbands, men who are in the business that are succeeding, just to hear the emotion in their voices and how bad they want it for you just is mind-blowing. It just touches your heart, and you want it so bad, and you see all these other people that are with you that want it too. And everyone you meet, they're saying to you, you can do this, you can do this. There's nothing different, about me from you. And just all the leaders, the top people in the company were so nice. Every time we got in the elevator, I swear we were on the elevator with Mike Patillo and his wife. We were on the elevator with Dr. Don. We were on the elevator with a couple of other presidentials, and everyone was so nice. And we met Rusty Lackey, and they all had the same statement. Just, do you have any questions? Is there anything you want to ask me? And it's like, I don't want to bother you. No, trust me. Talk to me. Talk to me. What do you want to talk about? Everyone was so nice. And all those little questions that you maybe don't want to ask, or those little fears that you have you don't want to admit, you feel like you feel comfortable bringing it out to them and just expressing it to them, and just having someone who's where you want to be telling you that they 100% believe in you and they know you're going to make it. There's just nothing like it.
It just makes it really real, doesn't it?
It made it completely real for me. It made it completely real. And I was one of those, I didn't have, the funds to necessarily do it, but I made it happen. And I tell you, I don't care what I would have to do. I will never not make another one.
Yeah. Well, and Tralisha's business has changed since conference. You were a little not doing so much before conference, but boy, look what you've done since conference.
Yes, and I will not stop. I will not give up until I reach my goals, and then I'm going to still be running like crazy trying to grab everybody I see, like, let's do it together, let's do it together. Yeah. It was just amazing. So.
Yes. Well, thank you, Tralisha. I look forward to being in Florida with you again.
I look forward to being in Florida with all of you, too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm excited. All right. So next up we have Pam Handler. Pam, are you on?
I am.
Hi.
Hi.
So one thing that I want to talk about real quick is you did not come to conference your first year, right?
Correct.
And you regretted that, right?
I did. We, a couple of us bought our ticket for conference, and then clearly I wasn't all in at that point, and I made a last-minute decision that I wasn't going to go. And thankfully, my business still took off for whatever reason. But it is one of my biggest regrets in my business, because I really look back and think, gosh, if I would have went, how would that surge that I had over the next 3 to 4 months, how would that maybe have been different? And, I'll never know that, but it's definitely something that I regret in my business.
Yeah, absolutely. But you've been there at the last couple, and Triple Diamond, your business is exploding. So just talk to us a little bit about why people need to be at Freedom and what it's going to do for them.
Okay. Well, it is like Tralisha said, there's something very amazing about being in a room full of thousands of people who are on the same page as you. And it's inspiring and it's empowering, and you really do start to drink the Kool-Aid, for lack of a better phrase. And, just for me alone, that first year I went to conference, I think I had like 9 people on my team that went. And last year, I want to say I had close to 70, if not more, on my team that went. And that's pretty huge, and I'm expecting even more this year. And so what I would say about conference specifically is, the stuff they do on stage is fantastic, and the training that you get in hearing Dr. Don and listening to Luis, who, by the way, is very funny, and really touching and seeing corporate and listening to the stories on stage. But I think the most powerful thing about conference is talking to the person sitting in the seat next to you. And so I would say once you get there, do everything you can to meet people there, because people have stories. And you don't know, the person sitting next to you might be the person on stage next year. You might be the person on stage next year. But people are going to have a story, and it's going to be empowering and exciting. It'll probably bring you to tears sometimes. And there's probably a part of you that will think, man, if they could do this and get here, what's my deal? I should be doing this for sure. And so it should lift you up and motivate you. And it's just such a powerful, powerful experience, really doing all of that networking and getting to know people and hearing those stories. So whatever you can do, start planning now. Get yourself there, because I promise you it will change your business. You will see the vision. It'll spark something in you, and your business will soar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on, Pam. It's always a pleasure.
You're welcome.
All right. So up next we have Debbie Yackley. Are you on?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight. So you had a pretty incredible story on when I posted that video this week talking about what you did to get to your first conference, and I was amazed by that. So can you talk a little bit about that?
All right. So my first conference, I actually went with Pam and those 9 people a couple years ago. That one, I got there because Pam had done a team contest that I happened to win. And so I just told myself I was never going to miss a conference again. And then, or ever, I shouldn't say again, I never missed one. And then last year, I had to do a lot of driving between November and January. It was a personal thing that happened, and it was a lot of driving, taking my husband to work, taking myself to work, picking him back up, and it did a lot of damage to my car. In January, my car stopped working, and so we were down to one car, and it was a struggle, and I was getting paid as an executive because the winter months were hard on me as far as the business goes, and I had kind of started losing faith because, you know, a year between conference and filling your cup up, it kind of drags on you when you don't go to those corporate events in between the rest of the year. So it was January, 14th or 15th, because then my flight was the next day to go to conference, and I sold my car for cash. I didn't want to do it any sooner because I didn't want to spend the money until I got to conference. And so sold my car, got to conference, stayed with my great teammate Mandy Kramer, and we got there and we got to spend it all with you guys. So conference was huge because, like I said, I was getting paid as an executive in January. I had been Ruby before, but by the end of February I went Emerald, and by the end of March I was Diamond and getting that $10,000 good bonus. So that's my story.
Awesome. Awesome. So you totally had the no excuse mentality. You were getting there, didn't care what you had to do it because you knew what it was going to do for you.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for being on and sharing your story with us. I know we're just doing quick little blurbs with you guys, but I had to have you on to talk about that because I think that that's just so cool that you were so committed and it more than paid off for you. So awesome. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, Kelly Seidenkranz, are you on?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can. Welcome. Thank you for being on with us.
You're welcome.
So, Kelly, Double Diamond, so tell us a little bit about what conference has done for you and why you...
I think one of the biggest things that conference has done for me and my team, the first year I went and I think I had 3 or 4 people go. And then last year I had, I want to say, I think there was 10 or 15 of us at the at conference last year. And it's huge because, you know, not only do you go for yourself, but you go for your team too and the people that came into the business with you, because it's just crazy the excitement that happens in your team and what happens at conference, and being around those people is huge. The stories is really what, you know, hits your team members, and you get to watch that, and not only for yourself, but for your team. The other thing that I think is really cool is the relationships that you build down at conference, not just only with your team, but you get to build them with other AWORKS distributors and different teams from different states, and you make connections, and I think that's something that's so big in this business, because they might have an idea that just completely changes your business, you know, like Mackenzie Schultz and doing those big wrap parties that she does for her team on a weekly basis. I think that is huge, and that's how one of the ways she was explaining is how she got to ambassador so quickly and to presidential so quickly. And I thought that was a really cool concept, and I took that home with me last year. And for me personally, it has changed my business a ton. It changed not only in my business, but my personal growth and myself. Mark and Cindy are great, and, you know, I love that they do worship on the first night. And I think that's something that changes people's aspect of the business. They, you know, that it is a faith-based business also, and that, you know, they don't force it down your throat if you don't want it, but you know what, at the same time, they give you that option. Conference for my team, it has completely changed my team and changed the aspect of, you know, the people that have come with me, and they
they just learn so much, and I think it's amazing that, we have this opportunity to go, and if you financially can't get there, talk to your upline and figure out a way that you can get there, because we want you there and to enjoy the experience with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kelly. And that's one thing I love too. I love that the first night they kick it off and they do, last year it was all of the distributors that were there that wanted to stay for the worship. I mean, everybody holding hands, praying over the weekend, praying that we're all open and we hear what we're meant to hear, and just praying over our business and then spending some quality worship time together. It's really cool. And I'm really excited for who they have for the leading the worship service this year, Warren Barnfield. He was amazing. 2 years ago when we had him. So I'm super excited for that too. So awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly.
You're welcome.
All right, Brandy, are you on?
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for being on. So you kind of had a similar thing happen with Deborah. You didn't sell a car, but I saw you posting on that video as well this week, and this was something that I didn't even know. But you had to pull some strings to be at conference last year for you and Miles. So talk about that.
Yeah, well, we went to the boot camp in St. Louis, and you told us how we had to be at at the conference and do what we had to do to get there. So September came to get our tickets and realized we had to pay for everything right away. And yeah, we just didn't have the money, so we actually took out a loan against Miles 401k, and yep, just did what we had to do to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So you took a big leap of faith.
Yep.
Because of what we were telling you. And this is, I love that because I think a lot of people could be in a similar situation. And, we do talk all the time about you got to be debt-free, you got to be debt-free. But sometimes you need to take these leaps of faith. And if that's the way that you need to get there, then do it, because what's going to happen is you're going to go and your business is going to explode when you get back, and you're going to pay for that, tenfold. So, talk a little bit about what happened, like where you were at when you went to conference, and then what happened after, because you had an incredible burst of momentum after conference.
Yeah, we got to conference, and I was Ruby at conference, and yeah, conference, like I said, changes everybody's business. And when they say that, if your business triples and everything else coming out of conference, I didn't really believe it. Well, I came out, and I was just ready to run with this. I went from Ruby so that was January, and by March I was Diamond. I just went straight to Diamond. I skipped Emerald. The next month after that, I went Double, and my husband went Diamond. So we earned $35,000 in the bonuses.
Awesome. Just incredible. Awesome. So what do you think it is? Why do you think conference is such a life changer? I mean, for me, it was so fun. We've built a really close friendship. You guys are like family to us now. And just being able to see the ahas in your guys' face, when they announce the bonuses, and just know how your guys' lives are going to change, was so awesome for us. What do you think it was for you that you took away from there that made you just explode your business?
You just see every kind of person there, people that you can relate to, and when some of them people would get up on stage and tell their story and say how they could do it and how they went from, nothing to presidential or ambassador or whatever they were, it's just, you realize that you can do this too. You just have to put your mind to it. And like when they announce them bonuses and everything else and everybody is so excited, you're just, that momentum, that energy that's in the room, you just take it with you when you leave. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. They always, at conference, they always end it with a big, huge promotion. And it's funny because every year we say, how are they going to top last year? How are they going to make it bigger? How are they going to make it better? But oh my gosh, every year they do it. And I'll tell you, it gets crazy. There are balloons falling from the ceiling. People are on their chairs. They're screaming, jumping up and down. You look around the room, there's people in tears, bawling, because it's life-changing things that the company does for us, and $10,000 bonus for people all the way up to a $100,000 bonus. I mean, that's life-changing money for a lot of people that are there, and they know they see the opportunity they have, and it makes you so emotional. So we're all, by the end of it, we're all hugging and crying, and I mean, absolutely, like Kelly said, we're family by the end of the weekend. We go past the friendship mark. We're just family. So awesome. Well, thanks for sharing with us, Brandy. And is Miles on too?
Yep. Well, yes, he's cutting up an apple now for our daughter. Hang on.
No, that's just fine. So I'm excited because I asked a couple of the guys to jump on. Miles was one of them, and I wanted to have a couple guys on because some of you might be in the position where, you're talking to your spouse about this and they're not so sure if, it's an investment and, they don't know if they want you to go, or maybe you have some people that are kind of wondering if they should bring their spouse with, if it's something that would be good for their spouse to come with and see. So are you on now, Miles?
Hi.
Hi. How are you? Okay, so Miles, were you on board? I know by conference you definitely were, but before your first corporate event, were you on board? Did you kind of see the vision, or was that when everything changed for you?
No, that's pretty much when everything changed. I wasn't against it. I never said no. I kind of didn't even know about it in the beginning. I didn't, she just tried the rep and didn't say nothing to me, which, whatever, I don't care. But then she's like, yeah, so I signed up to do this. And okay, I wasn't against it. I wasn't like, well, we've spent money on worse stuff, I guess, what the heck, why not? And then she was telling me all these stories and stuff that we had heard, and I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. That's, that's awesome. But I wasn't, really a believer in it. And then you talked to her, and we went to the St. Louis boot camp, and I met Josh. And at this point, Josh was already all in with it with you, and he just totally, just being able to talk to just one other guy that believed in it made me, believe in it too. And that's where it changed for me. And then getting back to conference, once we got there, it's 3 days worth of just this intense, you get so pumped up and so amped up. It's if that doesn't get you excited, you must not have a pulse. I mean, it's crazy. It literally builds you up for the next 6 months in just those 3 short days. Whether it's the time or the money, just you can't make an excuse because it really is tremendously valuable to your business.
Awesome. And I'm sure it changed your guys' business as a couple too, just experiencing that together, right?
Absolutely. It was, it was a blast. You obviously get all the business benefits from it, but just meeting people too. I mean, becoming closer with you guys, and it's not something that when people ask me about it, I don't just kind of, say, oh, whatever. I'm actually excited about it. I love it when people ask me about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, we're doing this, or we've got this going on this weekend, and they're just like, oh, it must be pretty good. And I'm like, it's not pretty good, it's great. Love it. I'm totally a believer in it. It's lifestyle changer, and it's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for being on. I really appreciate it. And that's something, I mean, for us too, last year we were talking with some of our friends that we've met through the business, and just saying, it's so amazing that this is our job. I would talk to people last year and I'd say, yeah, we're actually going down to Florida for kind of a business thing, and they'd be like, oh, that's a bummer that you have to go to Florida and be inside and work, and I would just look at them like they were crazy. I'm like, no, we get to do this. We look forward to it. We live for this. We love it. So, I mean, how many people can say that about a corporate type function? Most people, they don't want to go. They don't get amped up from it. So, it's pretty incredible. So, all right. So I've actually got Josh here with me. Come closer, because I got the one on speakerphone. So Josh is my husband. Want to say hi?
Hi, I'm Josh, Crystal's husband.
And I wanted to have him on because for those of you that don't know much about our story, Josh was not on board with the business at all in the beginning. I mean, it was actually, we were we're high school sweethearts. We've been together since we were 14, and we're best friends. And we have always had a great relationship. Not a lot of fights. If we did, they weren't anything major. But when It Works came into our life, a lot changed because I thought I was passionate about it. I was excited about it. And Josh didn't get it. He didn't see what he thought it was a waste of time. He thought it was going to go away. He just didn't understand any of it. And his first corporate event is when everything changed. So do you want to just talk a little bit about what that's done for you?
So like Crystal said, I didn't have the same vision she had. I wasn't on the same page as her. And then we went to conference. And when I went to conference, everything changed. I saw Mike speaking up on stage just with all of his heart, just passionate about a company, and he had a vision. And he had a vision of, one day filling up a stadium full of distributors and writing thousands of checks and this and that. And just the vision that Mark has was just unreal. And every step of the way, every single goal he sets, he hits them. And it's just really cool to be part of that path. And so then getting to conference also made me a dreamer. Instead of me thinking Crystal was this cheesy, right on a dream board girl, I now have a vision, and we can share those goals and visions together. It's wild, and it makes life more meaningful to know that instead of just showing up to work every day and taking care of your family, if my wife continues to bust her butt and I'm kind of there for the ride and aiding her in this and doing what I can to help her, that we can fill those dreams that she has, and we can dream them together and whatnot. Next to that, I went to a conference to learn more about the business because, like I said, I didn't know the backbone of it. I wasn't passionate about it yet because I didn't know what the heck they were selling. Truthfully, I was like, they're selling a $25 wrap. How are you going to make money off of that? And so I go to conference, got product knowledge from Dr. Don, who's like amazing at presenting the product. So that was just very powerful for me to hear him speak. And then next is Pam, who I'm not that shy, but she's a lot less shy than I am, I guess, because she has this I don't know what you call it, just charisma or whatever it is, the get over yourself attitude. And so I brought that home with me and started blitzing and whatnot. I was passionate about the product because I learned about it through Dr. Don. I got the get over yourself mentality from Pam and just blitzed my butt off and just working with Crystal here. The most powerful of the conference for me is the stories, seeing other people up there on stage that, are possibly in our same shoes or, whatever the story is. Some you don't relate to, some you can, but it's just really neat to see people that are honestly filling their dreams. And each one of them that does get up there, every one of those leaders that hit presidential or ambassador or whatever, all those top money earners, they all up on stage say, I went to conference and everything changed. So it truly does. It changes everything. And then to top conference off is they announce the promotions. And when they announce promotions, what other company is willing to pay out, $75,000 for one bonus? And then on top of that, you can stack them. You can get 2 or 3 of these bonuses. There's people that made like $175,000 in one paycheck, last year in just bonuses. That's insane. It's wild. Here you go. Somebody brags about $40 an hour or whatever, and they're going to go to job, go to their job 7 to 3, 5 days a week. But here we are in a business where they're handing out a $75,000 bonus. It's just amazing. It's really cool. I'll get back to the stories quick, though. The most valuable tool I took home with Crystal was I was on her tail so much prior to a conference because we had no balance. And I bow hunt and fish and whatnot a lot, or I used to. And, excuse me. All right. So I used to bow hunt and fish a lot. And once we went to conference, Crystal and I learned how to work the business together and to balance time. So to hear, it was Nate, I think, that got up on stage, and then Brett gets up on stage, and they all talk about balance. Our business is important, and we want to hit our goals, but your family is more important. And when we learned how to balance Crystal's business and my hunting and run a family and this business and go after our dreams, it was just really everything really worked, and it was amazing. So that was our most valuable tool by far. But heck yeah, get the conference. I mean, telling you what, when they announce those promotions and the balloons drop and they're playing Katy Perry, there ain't nobody that is not raising their hands and crying at that time. So I would say get there, let's party.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I think for us as a couple, you know, Josh didn't go with me the first year. I went with all girls, and it was an amazing trip. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. But the next year, it was time. You know, he needed to see it. He needed to get on board with it, and I knew that would get him there. And so it really became, it switched from being my business to our business. So for those of you who your spouse maybe isn't on board, just do whatever you can to get yourself there, if that's more financially what you can do. But if you are financially able for both of you to go, then go. I mean, Josh, what could you say to the guys on the phone that are maybe listening, that are maybe thinking about coming or want to know more about if it is a good investment in their wife going? What could you say to them?
I would say that my wife was going 110 miles an hour after her goal, and I didn't know what the heck she was dreaming or thinking about or what she was doing, and I didn't have the time of day for it. You know, I still thought she needed to get her butt to work and do hair. And once I went to conference with Crystal and saw what this product is about, and you know, I got to see Dr. Don speak, I had confidence in this company, and I had confidence in the product, and I realized that they're going to keep innovating and coming out with something new, something better, and they're going to one-up whatever they had before. This company is not going away. It's just it's truly just eye-opening to be there and feel that and learn and have confidence in the company, so that you can allow your wife to have, you know, that time to, you know, bust her tail. And that was a big deal for us. Like Crystal said, we didn't fight much before, and then once It Works came along, it was a little rough around the house. But either way, you know, a year into it, Crystal hit presidential. She got me to go to conference, and yeah, it changed everything. I would say the husbands, you got to go, because you need to know what your wife's after. And you know what? Maybe you'll dive in it too. I've seen husbands that go, and that's all it is just them getting off their wife's tail. And other husbands I don't consider myself as all in, not even close as some husbands. But you know what? You can find out what kind of a It Works person you are, I guess. You know, everybody goes there and hears the different stories, and you can kind of relate to whoever you might meet there. It might be the person next to you, it might be the person on stage, but you just find, you know, where your niche is in the business. It's definitely amazing. Yeah, it changed everything, definitely.
Well, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to close it out here, and I've just got a couple things to say, and I won't take up too much time because I know we had a lot of people on, and I don't want to make the call too long, but I just want to let you guys know, if this is a business for you and not a hobby, you have to be at conference. This is part of our business. That this is part of what we need to be at every single year. You know, it's said that if you want to be wise, you need to follow the wise, and every single top money earner is going to be there. Everybody who is doing something in this business will be there, and it is just so important that you're there. It will change everything for you. You know, your belief level in the company is going to go up. You're going to be at the point where right now there's some of you that you think you really believe that this is an amazing opportunity, but oh my gosh, when you go there and you see it in front of you, you can touch it, you can feel it, you know with all of your heart that this is a life-changing opportunity that you have your hands on, and it makes you emotional because how blessed are you that you found something that can change your life and your family's life and your family's life, to build a legacy for yourself. So your belief's going to go up. You're going to bond with everybody on your team. You're going to bond with sidelines. You're going to create people who are family that are lifting you up and breathing life into your dreams. You know, we are going to be in Florida. You're going to be re-energized, renewed, refocused. You're going to be able to re-dream. You know, we're going to be in a beautiful place together. And sometimes just getting away from it all, that's what you really need. You need to get away from it so you can re-energize and re-dream. So this is an investment in your future. You know, I always say to a lot of people that people pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to a 4-year career or a 4-year college for their career, and then they don't even end up working in the field that they went to school for, okay? So investing $300 in something that has the possibility to change your life, your family's life, and I truly believe it will if you get there especially, I mean, that's pennies on what it's going to do for your future. So just really take this serious. think about what can you sacrifice, what can you give up maybe for the next couple months to help you get there. And I don't like to say the word sacrifice. I like to look at it as an investment because it is an investment in your future. But, are you going to Caribou every single day? Are you eating out every single day? Could you pack a lunch? Could you, what can you do to save money? To help you get there. So be creative with it. A lot of times when people say they can't afford it, you can afford it. You just have to figure out a creative way to afford it. And sometimes it's cutting back a little bit or cutting something, a pleasure out so you can afford to go. But get creative with it. Ask, we're going to be having Christmas coming up. Ask family members to help you pay to get there if that's what you need to do instead of Christmas presents. You can really be creative with all different things. Ask family members, can I clean your house? Can I, get creative with it. Find different ways to raise money. You can totally do this. So when you get there too, something I hear from a lot of people is they really want to go, but nobody on their team is going, or maybe they don't really have much of a team yet. Well, I want to let you guys know nobody in our team is left out, okay? So you do not have to be worried if you don't know people. If you need people to room with, please let us know. Throw it on the team page. We'll get you connected with somebody so you don't have to be rooming by yourself to make it more affordable. Talk with your upline, set a plan, have them help give you creative ideas on how you can do this. But no, you are going to be with someone every step of the way. We make sure that nobody is left out. So if you are wanting to go and you don't know anybody close to you that's going, please just come because we will make sure that everybody is together. So I just wanted to break down the math on this a little bit, and I did post this already on our team page, but I wanted to just throw it out there one more time in case somebody hasn't seen it. The early bird tickets are on sale right now until next Saturday, September 20th. So we have a little over a week left to get those early bird tickets. So the early bird tickets are $179, and you're going to get 3 wrap rewards with your ticket. So your 3 wrap rewards, you're going to get 3 boxes of wraps, 12 wraps. It's $75 to get those wrap rewards. So your investment is $254. So your goal is to sell those 12 wraps. That's why they did this. Sell those 12 wraps for $25. You just made $300, okay? You're actually coming out ahead with a $46 $46 profit, okay? So that's amazing. So just get your ticket, sell your wraps, even if you don't know yet how you're going to fly there, how you're going to do hotel, how you're going to pay for food, just get your ticket. We'll figure the rest out. So, I kind of went online today and just kind of figured it out to give you some ideas of your costs. So your ticket, you're going to sell your wraps. So that's taken care of. And you've got that $46 that you made, that $46 profit. So your hotel, look at maybe about $100 for your hotel. I've seen hotels as cheap as, I know a handful of people got them at the Red Roof. They were like $60 a night. So if you split that between 4 people, you can room for really inexpensive. Or get 6 people in your room. Do whatever you need to do to make it affordable. Flights from Minneapolis are around $225 to $250 right now. And food, get creative with it. I figured about $75 on food. Go to the grocery store, live on sandwiches for 3 days, do whatever you need to do to get there. So about $300 to $350 to go to conference. So you guys, you can do that. From now to January, that's putting away $19 a week. So I really want you guys to think about what is something that cost you $19 that you could give up for the next few months to get here, okay? So with this, call to action. This is what I want you guys to do. This weekend, I want us to be really intentional about making this happen. So I have a challenge for you guys, and we're going to do a wrap blitz weekend. So my challenge for you is I want you to set up 12 wrap appointments or sell 12 wraps. And if you don't have the wraps yet, I want to challenge you to get people to prepay for them. Let's get you your ticket purchased. So if you accept this, if you're going to go all in, you're going to shoot for it, I want you guys to write on your Facebook when you get off this call. We're going to do hashtag wrapping the limelight, and I want you to put next to it mission accepted, okay? And I want you to know that us as leaders, we're doing the same thing. We're going to lead from the front. So I'm going to tell you what, this weekend I'm booking 12 wrap appointments, or I'm selling 12 wraps. And I've put it out a challenge to all the leaders as well. So we're leading from the front. We're right there with you, doing this with you. And if you do it, we want to know it. We want to recognize you. We want to celebrate you. And we want to know, throw it out there when you get your tickets to Limelight. We're going to see you at Limelight. We can't wait to be there with you. We can't wait to hug you and celebrate with you and get to know you better and just experience everything with you. So take this challenge, you guys, this weekend. This is the time to call in favors. This is the time to get a wrap on Dad. Who cares if he's really interested in the product? Just tell him, you're helping me out. Get it on Mom. Get a facial on Grandma. You know, whoever it is, call these people in and just say, hey, I would love your support. Do you want to just try a wrap for $25? It's helping me get to conference. It's really important for this new business venture that I've taken on, or that I'm working so hard to help me reach those dreams. Tell people your why. Tell people why you need to be in Florida. So I love you guys. I believe in you. You can do this, and I'm excited. So let's be at Limelight, okay? You guys have a good night. Thanks for being on.